What up, YouTube? This is Supercars of Detroit. I'm Ben.
I'm Alan.
And today we have this 2019 Porsche Boxster GTS. Here's the 718 in Boxster format in guards red. This is an awesome spec. We got black wheels, 235, 20 inches up front on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, sort of the best in the business today. We got 265s in the back, which are really, really thick for a car this size. Check that out. We got sport exhaust, black spoiler, black badge, really like this. The vents are red. I think that's a really interesting touch, especially with the contrast with the black door handle, red mirror caps. I think the GTS definitely has the looks over the regular S model. That's the one I'd get.
Oh,
got
yeah.
this.
All the black details combined with that sport exhaust really makes the car come together. When you compare this to like a base 718, I don't think there's any comparison with how it looks.
Yeah. The S, while it has similar power, I think the GTS just gets the looks, and that's really where your money's going for.
Yeah. Looks way better.
Yes, sir.
So moving on to the interior, you'll notice the black door handles at first, and then moving on in, you have pretty standard Porsche interior for this model year. You've got all the leather everywhere, which is awesome. That's something that we're seeing less and less in the car industry nowadays. We're seeing a lot of companies reverting to just putting kind of fake leathers or rubbers on the parts that you don't really notice. Yeah, maybe targeting a certain Volkswagen brand, but you can see we have this super classy dark brushed aluminum. Carbon fiber is great, but I also love the look of this stuff because it looks nice. It's a really high quality material, but sometimes that glossy carbon looks a little trashy, so I really dig that. Got the red seat belts, also in guards red, along with the guards red sport chrono package. Anyone who knows anything about Porsche knows that the sport chrono is a huge part of any Porsche vehicle. Then we've got this GTS steering wheel. You'll notice that there's absolutely no buttons on it besides the modes, kind of just keeping those distractions away from the driver. The whole point of this car is to focus on your driving experience. Really love this steering wheel. The grip's really good. If you've ever driven any other Porsche vehicle from this model year, Macan, 911, whatever it is, they all really have the same steering wheel that started with the 918. So we got a little wider shot of the interior here. We got the Bose sound system, which sounds fantastic. The Porsche Bose systems are always great. We've got, this nice big touchscreen here. Love to have the normal shifter still in the car. The little shaver, like electric shaver one in the 911. Not a huge fan of that one, but it's nice to see this thing still in here. Got all your row buttons here again. Pretty similar with the rest of the Porsche range. You got your exhaust button, suspension, traction control, all that good stuff. All your climate controls are gonna be up here with this screen for the climate controls. And then moving on to the dashboard, what I love about Porsche is that they're keeping the mechanical gauges, but along with this beautiful digital display on the right, which we'll show in a bit here. But really super clear gauges. They're giving you just the information you need and nothing else. You'll have your gear in the center there, how fast you're going, and then of course the tach is in the center, not your speedometer. One other big feature, so if you don't know, most Porsche vehicles have this, but this isn't actually the key. This car is a push to start. This is kind of like a placeholder, but basically the idea is that you're still getting to turn the key. You still get that feeling of turning on the engine, and also you'll notice that it's on the left side of the car, which goes back to Porsche's Le Mans heritage, because drivers would need to start the car quickly when they were jumping in. So the key's always on the left in these cars. So another piece of Porsche engineering here is the cup holders. You'll see there's none here. It's all hidden. There's no like cup holders anywhere. You think there's none, but behind this brushed aluminum here is the cup holders. Push these buttons, they slide out. And the coolest feature, so you only want one cup holder or something. You don't want all this ugly stuff here. So you just push it back up, now it's hidden, now you got your one cup holder. So that's just another piece of Porsche engineering there.
All right, sport mode. One of my favorite features about the Boxster is just how exposed it is. I mean, check that out. You can literally see the exhaust, the suspension, obviously the red brake calipers. I just think that's so cool. I know McLarens are really exposed like that too, and it just, you know, adds to the exotic feel of this car. All right, we're just pulling out right now. Immediately, like the seating position of this car is no joke. Like this is the ideal seating position.
It's literally like a go-kart.
Yep. And I'm with Jacob right now, one of my best friends, and his family is proud owners of this Boxster. See, I think like obviously like the big thing with this car was the engine they put in, because it used to be a straight six, and then they put in a 4-cylinder with it. This one, the GTS and the S model, got 2.5 liter turbo 4s, and obviously everyone was kind of up in arms about that. But what it adds is just the torque of a turbocharged engine, which the straight six didn't really have, which just makes it faster, you know, and it's also a little bit lighter. And so what you kind of maybe lose in noise, you gain in driving dynamics. But the noise is still like good. Like it still like pops and bangs. Like,
good pops,
you know, it's like a 4-cylinder, but it's one of the much better sounding 4-cylinders.
Yeah, no, it is. It sounds pretty good.
And I know like that, you know, the new models that came out with the 6-cylinder engine, because everyone asked for it. But as a result, you know, these pre-owned models are now a lot cheaper. And so if you're looking for like a Boxster and don't want to buy a brand new one, I mean, this is a really good option. So this is the GTS. It's got 365 horsepower, about 309 pound-feet of torque. Doesn't sound like a lot, but remember this car weighs 3,100 pounds.
Yep.
We've raced this versus the M4 with this car's weight distribution. It will cream it off the line and definitely keep up until high speeds. It's a motorcycle. It'll keep up with high speeds in a roll race with the M4, which is a really powerful and not heavy car either. The steering is fantastic, you know, typical Porsche. Gearbox, PDK, like the PDK in all of Porsche's cars is like just ridiculous. Like even in Alan's Macan, which is an SUV like family crossover, it's still really good. And this car is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's easily probably best in the world or up there.
Yeah, 100%. It really is
perfected it at this point.
Yeah. We got a 7-speed here. This is still available with a 6-speed manual, which I think also really fits the character of this car too. You know, this is a really purist car. So from GTS over S, not only do you get a little bit more power, I think straight line speed will be similar, but Car and Driver did report that the GTS did beat the S significantly on track. You also get a lot of options as standard, the 20-inch wheels, sport exhaust, these sport seats, which are super, super nice. And so in that way, the GTS trim sort of serves as like a step up over the S, but also sort of like a package that you can save some money on if you're inclined to, you know, select all those options. And this car does feel like a go-kart, but it's also like super luxurious on the inside, which is something you don't really get from like, say, a competitor like the Alfa Romeo 4C. You know, this is all the interior options checked, leather everywhere. It's just like a really like nice place to be, but it still feels so sporty because it's so small. Visibility with the top up is kind of tough. I cannot really see my blind spot, so I'm relying on like the safety. Yeah, that is definitely something I wasn't expecting, but you know, most of the time you shut the top down in this thing, but it's 90 degrees out and a scorcher. So the car's obviously rear-wheel drive, but it like launches like an all-wheel drive car because the engine's, you know, sitting on the nearly sitting on the back wheels, and so it just flies off. Car and Driver got this thing with a 3.6 second 0 to 60, which is incredible for a car that has 365 horsepower. Yeah, the turbo, man, it adds to this car. Yeah, and it sounds decent in the cabin too. You know, it doesn't have any of the BMW fake pumped-in noise. paddle shifters too, metal. Take notes, Audi. I'm on like an Audi trash talk day. I'm sorry, Audi. Second gear. And the power band, just this gearbox is so nice. Suspension, it's comfortable too. You know, it's like it's not super bumpy, and the suspension is.
No, suspension is great.
Does a really good job balancing the road and track. And you've taken this on track, right?
Oh, the track is ridiculous. So, yeah, on a track, I went with this guy who has been racing for like 20 years, and he's never taken a Boxster out before, and so he wasn't sure if he had to put it in like manual or, you know, just regular auto. And it kind of just shows how good the PDK is. He says that it's literally perfect. Like if you just keep it in auto, the PDK just takes care of everything. And on a track, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just perfect.
I mean, that's just what you're paying for. I mean, you got to think about the competition, like Alpha 4C, BMW, Z4, M40, Audi, TT. I just think the Porsche offers probably the, I guess, most, you know, complete package, just because it's got that, you know, Porsche badge on it, and that's what they're gonna do.
All right, guys, thanks for watching this long overdue review.
Yes, sir, but we have more stuff coming this summer now that school's out, so catch you guys in the next one.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you got a car you want us to review, we're in the Detroit area for the next couple weeks. Hit us up. We'd love to review your car.
For sure.